Seniors, after 60, our brain is no longer able to tolerate repeated mistakes.
And one of the mistakes I see far too often is continuing to drink soda, strong tea, or energy drinks as if they were harmless. I say this with full honesty as a doctor. These drinks are silently damaging your brain, day after day, even if you haven't felt the effects yet.
The good news is that you can take control.
There are simple, everyday alternatives that are easy to adopt, and they hold the real key to protecting memory and keeping the mind clear and sharp for years to come.
Today, we'll explore which drinks to replace in order to protect the brain after 60, and you'll see that even small changes can bring remarkable results.
If you truly care about your health and want to stay strong in the years ahead, watch this video until the end. And don't forget to share this video with friends, subscribe so you don't miss important updates, and leave a comment so we can continue the conversation together.
After 60, every can of soda you drink is no longer just a refreshing habit. It becomes a risky challenge for your brain and your memory.
I don't say this to scare you, but to remind you that this seemingly harmless drink is having more impact than most people realize. A single can of soda contains around 30 to 40 grams of refined sugar that's about 7 to 10 teaspoons. For a younger body in its 20s or 30s, that's already a lot for the pancreas to handle. But at 60, when blood sugar control is weaker, that much sugar is a real burden. Blood sugar spikes quickly and then drops, leaving you tired, lightheaded, and foggy. When this cycle repeats day after day, the brain feels like it's constantly on a stormy sea. Here's the science. Refined sugar raises the risk of insulin resistance, meaning cells, including brain cells, no longer respond well to insulin and cannot take in glucose efficiently. Since the brain depends on glucose as its main energy source, it suddenly finds itself running on empty. The result is weaker short-term memory, lower concentration, and over time, a higher risk of dementia. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease in 2018 found that people who drank sugary beverages daily had a greater risk of shrinkage in the hippocampus, the memory center of the brain, compared to those who limited them. This is not speculation. It's solid evidence. I once spoke with a 65-year-old patient who said he often had a can of soda after lunch because it made him feel more alert. But an hour later, he would feel heavy-headed, drowsy, and sometimes forget what he had planned to do. When he switched that soda for a glass of water with lemon, the afternoon fog lifted, and he found himself more focused for the rest of the day. That simple change shows how the effects are not abstract. They're visible in everyday life. And soda's problems don't stop with sugar. It also contains phosphoric acid, which interferes with calcium absorption and weakens bones. Weak bones raise the risk of falls, and that means head injuries become more likely. In this way, one harmless can of soda can damage both the skeleton and the brain. So, what are safer options? Sparkling mineral water is a great place to start. It provides the same fizzy sensation without sugar or harmful additives. For more flavor, add slices of lemon, orange, or fresh berries to plain water. They bring natural sweetness, plus vitamin C and antioxidants that help protect brain cells from oxidative stress. Some people also enjoy adding fresh mint leaves for a cooling effect, especially on hot days. This small change makes a big difference. When you let go of daily soda, blood sugar becomes more stable. The brain gets steady energy, and both memory and focus improve. It is one of the first steps in protecting the brain that anyone after 60 can begin right away. And soda isn't the only drink that creates trouble for the brain. Another common choice among older adults, often thought to be healthy, can actually disrupt sleep and overstimulate the nervous system. That is the habit of drinking strong black tea or oolong, which is what we'll explore next.
Seniors, many of us may have thought that switching from coffee to black tea or oolong would be a healthier choice.
It's true that tea contains antioxidants and has long been praised as a wholesome drink. But the problem begins when the tea is brewed too strong and consumed too often. After 60, the brain and nervous system can no longer tolerate large amounts of caffeine the way they once did. And it is that caffeine which quietly creates many hidden troubles for the brain. A cup of strong black tea can contain as much caffeine as a light cup of coffee. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine. The natural chemical in the brain that signals it is time to rest. When that signal is blocked, you feel more awake. But this alertness is not real. It is forced. The brain is pushed to keep working even when it is tired. Over time, the nervous system is left in a constant state of strain, leading to tremors, a racing heartbeat, and even spikes in blood pressure. The concern does not stop during the day. At night, caffeine continues to silently shorten deep sleep, the stage when the brain clears out toxins and strengthens memory. A study published in Sleep Medicine in 2020 showed that older adults who drank strong tea or coffee in the afternoon had up to 30% poorer sleep quality. This means the brain doesn't get the full recycling it needs, and the result is weaker memory, more frequent forgetfulness, and a mind that feels heavy and drained. I recall one patient who drank strong oolong tea in the evenings, believing it helped his digestion. After a while, he noticed he was tossing and turning at night, waking up groggy, and finding his memory noticeably worse. Once he replaced the strong tea with a light cup of green tea in the morning and chamomile at night, his insomnia eased, and his clarity returned. This shows that the problem is not tea itself, but how we use it. So what are better alternatives instead of strong black or oolong? A mild cup of green tea in the morning works well. Green tea still contains polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that protect brain cells, but with gentler levels of caffeine, more suited to those over 60. In the afternoon and evening, herbal teas such as chamomile, peppermint, or rooibos are excellent choices. They calm the body, improve sleep, and bring compounds that support the nervous system. Making this change can give your brain the full rest it needs at night. Memory becomes steadier, and those feelings of nervous strain and palpitations fade. This is proof that sometimes less is more. With less caffeine, the brain becomes stronger and more resilient. And if soda and strong tea are the first culprits, there is another group of drinks even more dangerous because they combine extremely high caffeine with heavy sugar and are advertised as if they fuel the brain. These are energy drinks, and pre-workout boosters are the subject. We'll look at next.
Among all the harmful drinks for the brain after 60, energy drinks and pre-workout boosters may be the most dangerous.
They are marketed as giving instant energy and sharper focus, but the reality is the opposite. One typical can of energy drink carries twice the caffeine of coffee, loads of refined sugar, and often added stimulants like taurine or guarana. This is a shock to the nervous system and heart that a body past 6 decades is not built to handle. High doses of caffeine make the heart beat faster, raise blood pressure, and overstimulate the nervous system. In an older body, the ability to regulate these changes is much weaker, leading to palpitations, tremors, and sleeplessness. Over time, the repeated strain places the brain under oxidative stress, where excess free radicals begin to attack nerve cells. This is one of the direct paths to faster memory decline and greater risk of dementia. I have heard from people who drank energy drinks to get through work or workouts. At first, they felt a burst of energy lasting an hour or two. But right after that came exhaustion, fogginess, and poor concentration. The sugar and caffeine created an explosion of energy, then left an empty crash. It is like burning a bundle of straw-bright flames for a moment, but gone just as quickly, leaving ash behind. A study published in Frontiers in Public Health in 2021 confirmed this, linking frequent energy drink use with higher risks of sleep problems, anxiety, and cognitive decline in older adults. So the drinks that seem to power you up are actually draining the brain's sharpness and stability. What safer choices do we have? 2 excellent ones are fresh coconut water and unsweetened pineapple juice. Coconut water naturally provides potassium and magnesium, balancing electrolytes and keeping the heartbeat steady, while offering gentle energy without shock. Unsweetened pineapple juice adds vitamin C and antioxidants, refreshing the body and helping reduce inflammation to protect nerve cells from oxidative stress. Both give a natural lift without the heavy price that stimulants demand. Replacing energy drinks with these options brings clear changes. Energy feels steady rather than spiking. The mind relaxes and sleeps better, and memory and focus grow stronger. This is the true kind of fuel the brain needs after 60. And by now, the picture has become clear. Soda, strong tea, and energy drinks are three common beverages that silently steal clarity day by day. But when we replace them with safer alternatives, the brain gains back stability and strength. That is exactly what we'll bring together in the conclusion.
For many people, coffee has been a morning ritual for decades. Some even say they can't start the day without a strong cup.
Yet after 60, the brain and nervous system can no longer tolerate caffeine the way they once did. That habit, which feels harmless, can quietly become a burden. A strong cup of coffee can hold between 100 and 150 milligrams of caffeine. For younger adults, that amount delivers quick alertness. But for older adults, caffeine does more than stimulate the brain. It also speeds up the heart, raises blood pressure, and forces the nervous system into a constant state of vigilance. At first, you may feel awake, but it is a temporary trick. The brain is being pushed to keep working even when it is already tired. What's more concerning is the way caffeine interrupts deep sleep at night. Deep sleep is the phase when the brain clears out toxins and consolidates memory. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine in 2013 showed that consuming caffeine as much as 6 hours before bed was enough to significantly reduce sleep quality. That means a cup of strong coffee in the afternoon can cost you many hours of the restorative sleep your brain depends on. The result shows up quickly: a foggy mind the next morning, weaker short-term memory, and over the long run, a brain that gradually loses strength. I once met a man in his 60s who drank 2 to 3 cups of strong coffee every day. He was proud that he still worked hard and didn't feel tired. But as time went on, he complained of forgetting appointments, sleeping poorly, and waking up with a heavy head. When he cut back, switching to 1 light cup in the morning and replacing the afternoon with herbal tea, his sleep improved and his concentration returned. This shows the solution is not giving up coffee completely. Many people love the taste too much, but adjusting how it's used. If you enjoy coffee, try lighter brews or switch to decaf, which keeps most of the flavor but removes most of the caffeine. Roasted barley coffee is another safe option, warming to the stomach and gentle on the nerves. Most importantly, avoid drinking coffee after midday, so the brain has enough time to clear out the caffeine before sleep. With this simple change, you can still enjoy coffee without turning it into a weight on your brain. Alertness will come in a more natural way, while memory and sleep remain protected for the long term. And beyond coffee, there is another drink that many people still enjoy at parties or for relaxation, believing it to be harmless. But in truth, it deceives the brain into thinking it is resting. That is alcohol, and it deserves our closer look.
Many people continue to believe that a glass of beer or a little wine at night helps them relax and sleep better.
In their 40s or 50s, this feeling might come quickly and clearly, but after 60, the brain becomes far more sensitive to alcohol, and this false relaxation becomes a double-edged sword. When alcohol enters the body, it acts directly on the central nervous system. At first, it creates a feeling of ease and lightness, but soon after, it disrupts the structure of sleep, especially REM sleep, the stage when the brain processes memories and strengthens learning. You may fall asleep faster, but you wake up more often. The sleep stays shallow, and by morning you feel drained and less clear-headed. A study in neurology in 2019 showed that regular alcohol intake, even at so-called moderate levels, was linked to faster brain shrinkage and higher risk of dementia. Alcohol also adds to oxidative stress in the brain. The free radicals generated during alcohol metabolism attack nerve cells, accelerating brain aging. For older adults, whose ability to fight oxidative stress is already reduced, the damage becomes even more pronounced. Many people over 60 say that even 1 or 2 small drinks leave them forgetting what happened the night before. That is a direct sign of alcohol's short-term harm to memory. So what safer options are available to still enjoy relaxation? A glass of unsweetened purple grape juice is an excellent choice. Grape juice contains resveratrol, the same antioxidant found in red wine, but without the damaging effects of alcohol. You get a sense of comfort and real benefit for the brain. Lightly sweetened kombucha is another refreshing option. With its mild tang, it supports digestion while creating a gentle sense of ease without harming sleep or memory. When you replace alcohol with these alternatives, the rewards show up quickly. You wake up with a clearer mind, enjoy deeper sleep, and your brain stays better protected over the years. Memory remains steadier. Brain aging slows, and you can enjoy your later years more safely and fully. With the 5 groups of drinks, we've now examined soda, strong tea, energy drinks, strong coffee, and alcohol. The picture is clear. These familiar choices carry hidden risks for the brain after 60. So the question is, which of these will you start changing today to protect your memory? That is the thought we'll bring together in the conclusion. We've taken quite a journey together, from drinks that seem harmless on the surface to the deeper impact they leave on the brain after 60. At first glance, a can of soda, a cup of strong tea, an energy drink, a strong coffee, or even a little wine may not look alarming. But when placed under the lens of science, the truth is clear. These familiar choices are silently draining clarity, memory, and resilience from the brain year after year. Soda, with its heavy load of refined sugar, makes blood sugar rise and fall like a roller coaster, leaving brain cells starved for energy and memory unstable. Strong black tea and oolong, when brewed heavily and consumed often, push the brain into constant alert, cutting short deep sleep and weakening memory consolidation. Energy drinks and pre-workout boosters, packed with extreme amounts of caffeine and sugar, deliver a hit to the brain and heart, followed by exhaustion once the false alertness fades. Strong coffee, when consumed multiple times a day, gives temporary drive at the cost of poor sleep and long-term memory decline, and alcohol, while bringing fleeting relaxation, disrupts sleep, fuels oxidative stress, and leaves behind short-term lapses that gradually build into long-term memory loss. The encouraging part is that for every harmful drink, there is a smarter, brain-friendly alternative. Sparkling mineral water or fruit-infused water quenches thirst while nourishing the brain with vitamins and antioxidants. Light green tea and herbal teas bring gentle relaxation and protection without straining the nervous system. Fresh coconut water and unsweetened pineapple juice provide natural energy, balance electrolytes, and shield nerve cells. Light coffee, decaf, or roasted barley coffee let you keep the ritual without disturbing sleep. And purple grape juice or low-sugar kombucha deliver comfort and antioxidants without the harm of alcohol. As you can see, none of these changes require great cost or effort. They are simply small choices in the drinks you pick each day. But small choices can bring major differences to brain health. They stabilize blood sugar, support deeper and more restorative sleep, nourish nerve cells more effectively, slow down memory decline, and lift the spirit with sharper clarity and ease. After 60, what many people fear most is not a few wrinkles or gray hairs, but losing memory, independence, and control over daily life. The good news is that through simple choices in daily habits, we can build a protective shield around the brain. Each time you choose water over soda, herbal tea over strong tea, or coconut water over an energy drink, you're not just making a choice for taste, you're making a choice for memory, for clarity, and for your independence in the years to come. The most important message I want to leave with you today is this brain health doesn't come from complicated or expensive methods. It comes from the small habits you repeat every day. And drinks are one of the easiest habits to change. If you found today's talk helpful, please support us by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with friends and loved ones, especially those over 60 who need the reminder that their brain is worth protecting. And I'll leave you with one question. If tomorrow you decide to make a change, which of the 5 drinks we've discussed will you let go of? First, share your answer in the comments, because it may be the very spark that inspires someone else to start their own journey of protecting memory today.